Hi friends, welcome back to Mapping It. I'm Karin.
And I'm Jeremy.
And we are back at the Minnesota State Fair.
There's one more new food we need to try because it wasn't available till today. And so we're here to try it, as well as some unofficial new foods.
So let's get going. For our first stop, we've come to the Hangar to try their Wingonberry chicken wings. It's chicken wings that have been deep fried, and then they're coated in a Lingonberry Japanese barbecue sauce. They look and smell really good. Let's try them. Here we go. Oh, this looks really good. Yeah, that's really good. The flavors just keep coming. The chicken is really tender, really juicy, really well cooked, not overdone, not dry. The sauce has this sweet, savory component to it. Oh, I will definitely be licking my fingers after this. Those wings are so good. I think they're a 5 out of 5.
Next stop is the Farmers Union for their sweet corn and hot honey cake. Looks really good. Not sure what all is in it, but it's at least got to have sweet corn and hot honey. Oh wow, kind of a little bit of late heat that hits you up. That's quite spicy, but it tastes like a kind of a cornbread. Obviously you got full pieces of corn in there. It's pretty good. I think I'd actually probably give this a 4 out of 5. Luckily we also got a drink to cool down our mouths after that spicy cake. We got the honey lavender lemonade. Let's give it a try. Wow, that's very refreshing. Definitely cooling off my mouth. It's got a nice sweet honey flavor, a little bit of floralness from the lavender, but not too much. This is a very good drink, definitely a 5 out of 5.
We are at Demetri's Fine Greek Foods for their Greek fries. It's French fries with feta cheese and Greek seasoning on top. It looks like there's got to be some oregano in there for sure. And it comes with tzatziki as well. I probably need a fork for this if I want to get any of the cheese on it. So lucky for me, I've got one. Let's get a nice bite in there. And dip it. Oh wow, that's thicker than it appears. Here we go. I love Greek food. This isn't exactly traditional Greek food, but it is very good. The fries are well cooked, nice and soft, but crispy. The feta adds a nice saltiness to this, and the Greek herbs are not too overwhelming, which is really nice. And then, of course, look at this nice, thick tzatziki. Transports me right back to Greece. This is a solid 4 out of 5.
We've come to Spring Grove Soda for their sour grape soda. It's Minnesota made. Definitely smells like grape. Let's give it a try. It almost tastes like those freezy pops, like in the tube. If you melt it down, it's like a green grape flavor. I'm not usually a grape soda drinker, but this is okay. It's kind of like a cross between grape and green apple. Probably give this a 3.5 out of 5.
We've come to the food building for our first of 2 stops here. We went to Sara's Tipsy Pies to get their Fiesta Duo. One of these hand pies is filled with fire roasted street corn, and one of them is filled with Mexican picadillo, which is like a spicy stew made with chicken and pork. It's got a good crispiness on the outside. A little bit messy for sure. Getting covered in sour cream. Wow, once you bite into that pie, man, it is very delicate, gonna fall apart. That is so tasty. I believe the one I just had is the Mexican picadillo, and it tastes just like a warm, comforting hot dish. It is really nice, and it feels like an actual meal at the state fair. I'm not gonna rate it right away. I'm gonna try the other one first because these are sold as a pair. Now for the corn one. Cheers. Wow, that is so good. Delicious fire roasted corn. It's really well seasoned, very creamy on the inside. A little bit of sweetness from the corn, but not too much, not overly sweet. There's a little bit of heat to this one too. These hand pies are a little bit delicate after you bite into them, but the pastry is so flaky and delicious, and it's actually packed with flavor. It's really surprising, but I think this is actually a 5 out of 5. It is so good and very well balanced.
Our second stop at the food building is Herbivorous Butcher. We're gonna give them a second shot with their unofficial new item, the Honey I Blew Up the Pizza Roll. It's basically like a large vegan pizza roll filled with Italian sausage, mozzarella, marinara, basil drizzle, and some breadcrumbs. Let's give it a try. I'm not sure if this is really hand food. Hopefully it holds up. It does seem like pretty hefty, but it's not breaking in my hand. That's good. Wow, very good pizza flavor. And that basil drizzle on top is really good, nice and creamy. Tastes very fresh. I don't know if I got any of the meat in there, so I'll try another bite. Wow, yeah. The marinara that's in there is very robust. This actually tastes very good. I'm not noticing a whole lot of the meat. I think it's actually pretty ground up small. The cheese is very tasty. Everything about this is very tasty. This is definitely a 4 out of 5. Well, I gotta say, Herbivorous Butcher has definitely redeemed themselves with this one. Unfortunately, I think this one should have been the official new food over the Raging Ball, but oh well. On to the next one.
Next up, we've come to Quenched for their lemonade float. It's lemonade sorbet in lemonade. We loved this last year and it is just as good. Let's try that lemonade. Oh yeah, got a bright citrus flavor. It's not overly sweet. This is very refreshing. This is exactly what I wanted. I would give this easily a 5 out of 5.
Next stop is Miller's Cheese Curds for the cinnamon sugar coated cheese curd. Interesting concept, definitely a sweet and savory kind of thing. Hopefully they're good. Let's get a nice coated one. Ooh. It's a lot more interesting than I thought it was going to be. I don't know if I like it. It's not bad, but it's definitely an odd combination. It's just like really sweet cinnamon sugar, and obviously the cheese curd is very savory. It might be like almost a little too much saltiness coming through from the cheese curd to make it like a really good combination. Let me try one more. I'm getting a little more used to it. I think I'll give this probably a 3 out of 5. Just kind of average.
The moment you've all been waiting for, we are going to try the final official new food of the State Fair for 2024. It's Nixtamal from Midtown Global Market's Indigenous Food Lab. And we got it half and half. We've got bison meatballs and sweet potato dumplings, and they are covered in a sweet berry sauce. And it's on top of a bed of wild rice and a mixture of corn. Against our better judgment, we chose to get it topped with seasoned crickets. I don't know. Now that I'm standing in the light, I have some regrets. I guess if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Here we go, a bison meatball. And if you can see that, it does have a cricket on it. Cheers. Wow, that actually really surprised me. The bison has a nice gaminess to it, and the berry sauce adds a nice sweetness to this to balance it out. I really like the crunch from the seeds and the crickets. You can't taste the crickets too much, which I am very thankful for because it was really, really terrifying for me. The meatball is a little bit dense. Let's try this sweet potato one. They are big, so I would recommend using a knife and fork to cut them in half. All right, let's try the sweet potato dumpling. The sweet potato dumpling is really nice. It's not too sweet, not too soft, which can sometimes be a problem. And it has some nice flavor to it. The mixture of wild rice and corn has a really nice sort of fall vibe to it, especially with the sweet potato dumplings. I think overall, it's a little on the dry side. I did prefer the bison over the sweet potatoes, personal preference. But I could use a little more sauce or something in here to help balance the dryness out. I think overall, this is maybe a 2.5.
We came to the dairy building for their flavor of the year, the Rockstar-Berry Sundae. It's vanilla ice cream with strawberries and fruity cereal. Let's give it a try. It looks very good. This is right up my alley. So fruity, nice and creamy vanilla ice cream. It's always the best ice cream. The cereal adds a nice crunch. For me personally, this is a 5 out of 5.
For our last stop of the night, we've come to Deep Fried Candy Bars for their brand new Red Velvet Oreos. They're Oreos that have been battered in red velvet batter, deep fried, and covered in a cream cheese icing. That sounds really good. Let's try them. Here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Warm, delicious cookies that have still retained their crunch on the inside. This is a really fun State Fair treat and a great way to end your day. This is easily a 5 out of 5.
Well, it's been another fun day at the fair. We've tried a lot of tasty food.
Of the new foods we tried today, we definitely loved the quenched lemonade float. It was so refreshing.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you in the next one. For our first stop, we've come to the Hangar to try their Wingonberry chicken wings. I was going to say it's Wingonberries. The chicken is really moist and juicy. I don't like that word.
We've come to Spring Grove Soda for their sour grape soda. It's a Minnesota-made soda. That's a lot of sodas.
Yeah.
It's kind of...
Whoa.
Hey.
Ooh, they fill it full, and I just spilled. Oh my gosh, they're really bugs. They're like right up in there. I don't know why I let Jeremy talk me into this. Oops. No, the cricket's still there, dang it.
Okay, let's try a cricket on its own. Nice and crunchy.
They're Oreos that have been battered in Of the new foods we tried today, definitely